KOMU 8 News at 9.
New hope for One Mid-Missouri Foundation. Restoring the Blind Boone Home has reached the top of the newly elected Columbia City Council's to-do list. Good evening, I'm Nick Brennan. Well, Christian, the meeting's about halfway finished, but the department is still asking residents for their feedback so it can finalize its master plan for an upcoming park to be built in this area. And in today's Video Virus, what do you get when you combine video clips of 85 dancers from 22 countries? Get your dancing shoes on and join us for U News starting at 11. There are more than a few issues on the table, but one in particular would reduce weekly workday hours for the post office from 8 hours to 6. Lawmakers in Colorado are set to vote on some of the tightest gun measures the state has ever considered, such as limits on high-capacity magazines and expanded background checks.
It should be nice to be outside, so.
Wind is nothing to worry about as long as you have the sun.
Nope, not at all.
Beautiful weather. I love it.
See you at 10.
This is KOMU 8 News at 9.
The mother of a Newtown school shooting victim today delivered a powerful call for new gun control laws. Good evening, I'm Nick Brennan. Shots fired. One man is behind bars after an early morning dispute in Columbia.
And
On the subject of guns, the RK Gun Show loaded up its second day in Boone County today at the Central Missouri Event Center.
News at 10.
Vietnam veterans and their families gathered across the state to mark Missouri's first ever Vietnam Veterans Day. Good evening, I'm Nick Brennan.
And I'm
hit next weekend.
All right.
I'm going to say what everyone was thinking. That was a fat cat.
That was a very fat
That was a really fat cat.
not as
Fat
big
cat.
as Biscuit, though.
What?
A cat who is living large.
Just like Garfield.
All right, yeah. All right. Wish you good night.
For right now,
At
springtime
least it
weather.
starts to feel like spring.
Exactly, that's what I've been waiting for.
As long as we get the warm weather, I'm happy.
Exactly.
Welcome back. How long can you go without your cell phone? For some, it's harder than others, and now there's even a term for it, nomophobia.
KOMU 8's Asker Mao introduces us to one man.
Spring has sprung. Dogs and their owners are headed for a revamped dog park in South Columbia.
Carry an umbrella, though. It's
Definitely.
sad.
The great secret to rain is stay indoors. It always helps.
And you stay indoors, you can watch that NCAA tournament, you know, the Final Four, championship game Monday. It's going to be Louisville against probably Michigan, the way it looks right now.
Good, because I picked Michigan to win my bracket.
I'm not going to miss it. We'll see you at 10.
Welcome back. In contrast to the national situation, startup companies in Columbia are receiving much-needed financial backing from local investment groups. KOMU 8's Nick Brennan talked to two of these startups to put a track on the trend.
So here you see our evolution of our company. We started with
Luis Jimenez is the CEO of Eternogen, a medical biotech company founded in March. It currently resides in MU's Life Science Business Incubator. And Jimenez says the company's mission is to revolutionize a budding industry with no shortage of uses. Regenerative medicine, the process of regenerating human cells, tissue, or organs.
our technology incorporates nanotechnology and protein engineering. And we believe that down the road, we'll have a research facility with about $15 million in fixed capital investments to manufacture and innovate different levels of needs for regenerative medicine. They're 20 miles from your booth.
Since its founding, Eternogen has been granted a total of $500,000 from various local investment groups. Groups like the Missouri Tech Corporation and Centennial Investors. The money enabled the company to recruit top talents for their industry and build key business networks. But perhaps most importantly, the money expanded Eternogen's R&D.
So we've been able to improve the functionality of it, do research, to do testing, to improve the formulation as we go through the approval process.
A provider can put in any term that they're looking for.
The same investment groups also helped fund practicing physician Carl Kokendorfer's health information technology company, MedSocket. He says that his particular choice of company is what got their attention.
The Missouri Technology Corporation has committed to $250,000. That's going to require some matching funds as well. And they are looking to find companies that have high growth potential. Right now, health IT is one of the hottest areas in startup companies.
But given the current economy, Columbia might be a special case when it comes to investment. According to data published by financial information site Thomson Reuters, venture capitalists invested $7.3 billion into 992 business deals nationwide in 2011's third quarter. But by the same time this year, those numbers dropped to $6.5 billion into 890 business deals, a drop of 11%. Jimenez says that because of the experimental nature of his company's services, they won't be available immediately.
This is going to be a material that's going to be injected in humans. It hasn't been used ever before in the industry. So because we're using nanotechnology, the cutting edge science right now. So it will be until 2014 when we'll be able to start selling.
But neither the development process nor the national investment trends are doing much to slow Eternigen down. Nick Brennan, KOMU 8 News, Columbia.
Eternigen's research facilities at the Life Science Business Incubator will be fully operational in November. We'll be back after a quick break.
You may not know it, but masonry is one of the fastest growing industries in the country right now. KOMU 8's Nick Brennan takes a look at a local masonry industry to see if the same can be said for Columbia.
Dean Haithman has owned Lake of the Woods Masonry, a masonry supply store in Columbia, for 22 years. Lake of the Woods, along with Haithman's separate masonry contracting business, is mostly family-owned and operated. And while orders at the store are steady, he says the contract work is currently in short supply.
Right now, there's not a lot of big work out. I don't do houses because people can't afford to pay what I have to have on that. I'm a union contractor, and on that, I have done houses for people that wanted me to do it. The cost wasn't, they didn't care what it cost, they wanted a good job, and that's what I pride myself in is workmanship.
But not all masonry-related businesses in Columbia are in decline. One brick repair business still has orders to fill thanks to the recent good weather.
It's drug out a little bit longer this year than it generally has. Generally it stops just before Thanksgiving or so. And right now I've still got work orders and stuff to keep going on into some of the winter.
Despite possible setbacks for the local industry, the nationwide masonry industry is currently one of the fastest growing industries in the country. America's Career Infonet reports that in 2010, the masonry contracting industry employed almost 132,000 employees. In 2020, that number is projected to jump 68% to 221,000 employees, making the masonry industry the fourth fastest growing industry overall. And even though business is slow right now, Dean Haithman sees opportunities for the future.
The school's getting ready to build a couple elementary schools. They're supposed to get rid of all the trailers around there, which will create a lot of work on that buildings, that they'll have to build the buildings to get rid of the trailers on that. And I think in the next year, business will be picking up quite a bit.
And with those opportunities may come some opportunities for others. Nick Brennan, KOMU 8 News, Columbia.